Okay. So the beginning of the run is sort of you land in Holodrum, and it is a strange, faraway land from Hyrule. And the Triforce sent you here to save it from an evil that has come down. And that evil happens to be the General of Darkness, Onyx. And he is here to steal Din, trap her in a crystal, and demand and sink the Temple of Seasons so that the Seasons of Holodrum rot, and he can light the Flame of Destruction to be a part of a trifecta plan by Twinrova to summon Ganon, the Dark Lord, back from the dead. There's a quick and dirty rundown of the plot of Oracle of Seasons. Onyx first appears as a tornado. Why he appears as a tornado is I like to think that he's spinning on his head like a top. And this will make more sense once he shows his body. See, look at him. He's got the pointy head, and he's got like a sort of triangle-shaped body, perfectly shaped to spin on his head like a top at super fast speeds to be a tornado. My logic is flawless here. Onyx is a Beyblade. Yeah, this is the Temple of Seasons falling. It's all very tragic. All the seasons are messed up. Everything's going awry. All of Holodrum is in shambles now because, you know, where it was spring, it is now winter and summer and fall. Sometimes spring still. But pretty much it looks like you and Impa were the only people to actually survive. So, as soon as you get done talking to Impa, you start making your way to get a sword, because what Zelda game is complete without a sword? And of course, they hold their swords in Holodrum in monster-filled caves, because, you know, why not? This one's called Hero's Cave. It's short, but easy to fall into pits, so that's annoying. Also, you can't kill any of the monsters on your way to Hero's Cave or through Hero's Cave, so they can really be annoying and get in your way, and you're just like, what am I supposed to do? I can't do anything. So after grabbing the key, you do a save and quit to get back to the beginning, and then you just take that as like a time saver to save from backtracking that horrible room with the long walkway and pit, and then you can go grab the sword that has been placed on a pedestal in the middle of this forsaken cave. I wonder how that'll affect, because played this game too much. Okay. When you're going into the village, you want to make sure that you don't have winter. Mashy didn't get winter, that's good. Oranges also didn't get winter. The screen with the heart container, if it's winter, there's a snow pile, and it blocks you from walking through that screen to the Maku tree. So, when it's winter, you have to exit and re-enter so that it's not winter, because winter adds extra screen transitions and quite a bit of time. So, once you wake up the Maku tree, he tells you, do you want to hear this again? And you have to press B and then A so that you can tell him no, because he is literally the reincarnation of Kapora Gabora. And then he gives you a key. The key goes into a rock. The rock unburies a tree, and inside that tree, there is a dungeon with a dragon. This game is truly amazing, and I love it. I'm curious. I don't know what sort of routes the two of these guys are going. I don't know if Mashy's going to go for the power ring or Orange's will go for the power ring or not. If so, then they'll have to be counting their kills. If not, then it doesn't matter. Since he went out of his way to grab that... Nope, he's not killing the Zols, so he's not doing the power ring. So, this dungeon is very boring. It's also where you can see a lot of the reminiscence of sort of Zelda 1 architecture on the game. From the treasure room, to room right before it, to the beginning, to the boss. It's all... This is where it is most evident that Zelda 1... that there is a heavy Zelda 1 influence on Season. The keys being nice, but also not, because Mashy keeps slashing because he thinks they'll hit him, but they're not. So it's kind of like, yeah, they're being nice, but they're being just nice enough to also make sure that you slash your sword. So really, even when the keys are being nice, they're being trolls. Both players wants to make sure that they have over a heart and a half, because that will allow them to do those damage boosts that Mashy just did. And now, ideally, he'll throw a bomb, the Moblin will get hit twice. He did not, so Mashy has to slash them the full 8 times? Yeah, 8. That was a rough fight. He's gonna have to grab the fairy. So, now going down to the basement, pausing here, Mashy pauses there to save some time. Every fading transition, you can start pausing immediately, and then when you come out of the pause, you can start moving immediately, rather than waiting for the whole fading transition to go through, and that saves a little bit of time. It's like a tiny optimization. I'm doing the pause there to get the bombs off, so you can just get the Ember Seeds into the A slot. Burning the Zol there, so that you don't have to waste the time that it takes to use your sword. And Mashy's doing a hard reset for an RNG manipulation. He should be listening for the high-pitched sword slash. Don't think he got it. No. No, he didn't. He might have got the backup? It didn't sound like it. But moving through these rooms, and intentionally moving so that the wall masters spawn out of your way. Luckily, Mashy did not get any charges there. Charges cost 10 seconds per attack, and you can get them up to 3 times. It looks like Orange might be going for the RNG minute. I can't tell. But while I'm on the topic of RNG minips, I can explain how RNG rolls in this game. So RNG is rolled every time you slash your sword, every time you do a screen transition. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Every time an enemy turns, every time you break something like a sign, a pile of leaves, grass, a bush, something like that. Probably anytime you kill an enemy, because it has a chance to drop something, and that's, you know, RNG. And also there is a... Oh yeah, he's on Manip. Ooh. That's not that bad. He can just not go up and he'll be fine. Or he can go up. You know. Whatever you choose to do. He should listen for the low pitch slash here. And burn that sign for 5 rupees. And then 4 slashes. And then 2 slashes. Since he's the only thing rolling RNG on this screen, he can just count the slashes instead of listening to the pitches. The pitches are a way to, like, tell what your RNG value is. So you listen for a certain pitch pattern and you know you're on the right RNG value. RNG value just meaning whatever the randomness is at that point. Orange is going Manipless. Rosa is also manipped here. She has 2 patterns per screen, so Mashy manipulated it so she would be on the fast pattern each. Oranges giving me a fright because he's staying so close to Rosa. Oh. Ooh, Oranges got all the things. Nice. Sorry if y'all heard that. Oh my god, my mic's right there. I have a cold, so I had to blow my nose. I thought my mic was on the other headphone. I'm so sorry about that. Mashy coming down now and going to grab the Rod of Seasons. However, the seasonal spirits cannot be bothered to empower the rod that they just created in their altar room. So instead, Mashy's going to have to go to each and every tower to get it powered up, you know. The first tower is the Tower of Winter, and in a normal playthrough of this game, you have to do this horrible, awful minigame called Subversion Dancing. And in Subversion Dancing, they'll give you the level 1 boomerang, which is a useless, terrible item that you don't need at all. Since they get bombs in Dungeon 1, you can just throw the bomb over the pit of lava and blow up the crystal switch. No need to do the boomerang. No need to go through. Terrible, awful dancing minigame. After you leave, the Mako tree comes to tell you, "Ooh, I sense that you got the Rod of Seasons. Go over to the Woods of Winter, my boy." That's the exact phrase. I am not paraphrasing in the slightest, because of course I am 100% knowledgeable about the entire text of this game in English. Orange is going down to the save and quit to not pull a me like the race that I just did and do a save and do a reset without saving. I really should employ that in these races. You need... Yeah, he did not get that. He needed to listen for 3 mid-pitch slashes in a row. I don't think he got it. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Mashy. Because, of course, Oranges isn't manipulating. Yeah, no. Although... Yeah, no. No, definitely not. So, his manip is all messed up now because, he didn't hear the pitches right, and so did them differently. Normally when you're manipulating this, you manipulate it so that all of the moblins stay out of your way, and it's amazing because, ideally you don't want to equip your sword on what is colloquial called Moblin Road, because, it's a road and it's full of moblins, and they're mean, and they like to throw arrows at you. So, ideally you don't have a sword out and you don't have to worry about moblins hitting you. equipping the seed satchel here. Important because that once you get another type of seed, it opens a sub menu. So you equip the seeds here to make sure that you don't get that sub menu when you come and light those torches in Dungeon 1. Dungeon 1, in the first room of Dungeon 2. Speaking of Dungeon 2, this is Dungeon 2. It's the dungeon where you get the power bracelet. Also part of the manipulation, because the manipulation goes from the end of Dungeon... from the end of, like, the boss key in Dungeon 1 to the power bracelet room in Dungeon 2. And that ends there because you want to be able to kill the 2 moblins in the power bracelet room with 1 bomb, instead of having to wait to kill them when they're on the edge of the pit, like we had to do before. Mashy getting fairly, I think he could, yeah, he could have, like, walked into the pit totally and slashed the moblin while it was over on the edge there. Orange is not doing a save and quit from the key. Interesting routing choice. But once you get the power bracelet, you do a save and quit to come back to the beginning, to go out of the dungeon, to go to a sealed part of the dungeon. And this is the bomb room. So you have to have 6 bombs to get through this maze. And the chest is timed. If you do it too slowly, the chest will time out and disappear, and you have to reset the room. It is not a fun time if you have to reset the room. Luckily, it's fairly generous. Mashy going for the easy bomb throws. And also not doing a save and quit. A save and quit is like a second faster to do. But you also have to deal with that moblin again, and I can understand why people wouldn't want to deal with that. These are rolling pins, because, you know, Dodongo and Onyx more generally just has a massive appetite, and they have to make some killer amount of bread to satiate that appetite. So these are the rolling pins. Those are the rolling pins they use to make the dough for their bread. Again, 100%. Totally confirmed. I know everything about this game. This basement is annoying, but the thwomps are kind of cute. Especially these baby thwomps. Look how serious they are. They're like, I'm gonna crush you. And then they get their serious face, and it's really adorable. they're just adorable. That chest right there used to be the 10 rupee chest you would get if you did not get 10 rupees from random drops, but since most people do manips now, it's not really necessary. But if you end up not doing manips, or you miss the manip, it's there. This is the first glitch of the run. In the Japanese version of this game only, the mini-boss for Dungeon 2, his hitbox exists before you fight him. Well, before the fight starts. So the fight, as it were, is literally just throwing 5 bombs onto his hitbox and killing him. The scariest mini-boss, because we don't even spawn him. So, taking a different route, like, whenever I played the game as a kid, I would go grab the boss key and then have to... I would go through that room and kill the Pole's voices, and then do the spinny thing. I never thought to go through and do the... Oh, Mashy falling in the pit because of keys. See, this is why keys are mean, because they're terrible. They just knock you into pits like that. And then it costs a heart, because this game has terrible iframes. And yeah, you just got knocked into a pit. So we're going to take a whole heart of damage because you got hit by a keys and you fell into a pit. I mean, like, LOL, them's the breaks. And it's just like, really? So now we're coming to the boss, and this is the Dongo. He's rather hungry, so Mashy's going to throw some bombs down his gullet, favorite treat of a Dodongo. And, as you eat, you get bloated, and so the natural response to this is, throwing his body on spikes, because, sometimes you just gotta spike someone to release all that extra gas that they build up. And then, of course, this kills him, because, well, you just released too much gas. It's okay. He was asking for it. He wanted to eat too much. But that's Dungeon 2. So I think Mashy might be doing Heart Ring Manip, but I'm not sure. We'll see. So Mashy is going for Heart Ring Manip. Heart Ring Manip is a manip for Maple. Maple is a witch who appears every time you kill 30 enemies. So she appears mostly after dungeons. So what you do is you slash your sword to hear 3 high-pitched slashes, and then slash to hear 2 high-pitched slashes, and then you slash 4 times while Maple is flying around on the screen outside of Dungeon 2, and go to the very bottom corner where Mashy was, and hit her, and that will drop a ring right in front of you. You need to grab that ring with the Rod of Seasons, not the sword, because hitting her with a sword, grabbing the ring with the sword will change the RNG and change the ring that you get. So you grab it with your rod, and you get the level 2 heart ring. And it is an amazing ring because when you wear it, you regain health every so often while you're walking. So it means Mashy will never have to get hearts again, or fairies, throughout the run. That is what I aim to do. I aim to teach all y'all about the seasons run. This is a bad thing about not manipping on Orange's screen. He got winter twice. So, at one point, winter is fine because you have to go down to the Ember Seed Tree to activate it as a warp, which is what Mashy did. But since Orange got winter twice, he can't use the shortcut because of the snow pile that was piled there. And so he had to go the long way around, and that loses a slight amount of time. Now Mashy is coming into Blano, and Orange is not too far behind. This is a penguin who has boxing gloves that he took from a kangaroo. So you're going to bet 10 rupees to get boxing gloves to give to a kangaroo who is going to help you and punch stuff. Ooh. Orange is having a little more trouble, Blano being a lot more annoying on Orange's screen. But Orange is still getting the boxing gloves. Now these two are going to take their boxing gloves over to a poor defenseless kangaroo without boxing gloves. And this will introduce you to animal companions. In the game, there are 3 animal companions you can get. Moosh, Ricky, and Dimitri. Ricky is the boxing kangaroo, Dimitri is the red swimming dodongo, and Moosh is the winged blue bear. Ricky, if you just play the game normally and you come up to North Horon, you're locked into getting Ricky, and you'll get Ricky's flute. If you buy a strange flute from the shop for 150 rupees, you'll get Moosh's flute. If you decide that life is not fun and you would like to endure some torture, you can play Subversion Dancing 6 times and get the strange flute so that you can get Dimitri. Dimitri is the best animal, but it is the worst way to get him in seasons. Orange is going through with Ricky. kind of not really slower, just kind of not as consistent. Also, an interesting seed route that I don't normally see used. So Mashy grabbed the floodgate key and is going to open the gates and flood Spool Swamp below it. As you can see, keeping nearly full health despite getting hit because of that heart ring regenerating hearts for him. Giselle Shaft. Subversion dancing is torture. I'm sorry. I know. I did it so many times. But turning it to winter here to defoliate a tree, to get access to a cave, to get a jewel that will give you access to the place where Dungeon 6 is. This area is actually one of the reasons why a lot of runners don't like Ricky, just because he's kind of finicky with his jumps. He'll be like, oh, I don't feel like jumping over that pit, I'll just jump into the pit instead, or, I don't know about jumping onto that cliff, I don't feel like we're centered enough. And then if you're centered, then, you know, maybe we're too centered. So, you know, Ricky's really annoying like that. He's kind of finicky when it comes to his jumping and movement. But here's an RNG part. So, we're going to come, and Mashy's going to dig, and there are 4 spots that this star ore can be in. Which one is it going to be? Not first. Second try. Mashy getting second try star ore. That is a good try. It is much better than third or fourth, in my opinion, because you can Pegasus seed up the stairs still. I wonder what oranges will get. But you go up, trade the star ore for a bow, and that bow is important because we're going to use it to go on a date. Mashy forgetting to use his seeds there. What try will oranges get? First try for oranges? Amazing. Truly inspired. Now, I have some pro tips for dating for y'all. So, number 1, use your dates key to get everywhere. Number 2, run. Run to the place you're going and run back. It is always important that for dating, you must run to your locations. That's why they call it speed dating. Also, I'm actually not using a seed here. Not something I normally see. If you hit rocky patches, just keep going. Use your power croissant to empower yourself to lift up the rocks. If it's right, you'll be blessed with a summery, fiery passion. Doing a save and quit there to skip the rocky patches again. And of course, you have to run back. It's always important to run back. But the most important piece of advice I can give you for dating, always make sure that you leave your date right next to an actively erupting volcano, and I promise you, you will get that second date. Guaranteed 100%. Mashy ditching Ricky because, you know, Ricky's kind of annoying like that. Orange is also following my advice. Clearly, that is the best advice you can take away from this run right now. Ending dates next to an actively erupting volcano. Now we're coming up to Dungeon 3. Dungeon 3 is fun. That's how I'll describe it. It's fun. So for those spiky enemies, you don't actually need a shield. You can use your shovel to flip them over and then make them vulnerable. Here, Mashy is going to try and manipulate the hands so that they do not spawn in his way, I think. Well, he failed. So, how hands work in this game is they'll spawn directly ahead of where you had previously walked. So you can use that to your advantage to spawn them in such a way that they'll never get in your way. It is very tight to do, however, and kind of annoying. So, you know, it's hit or miss. Orange is not attempting it. Not that I blame him, because it is very annoying. One thing you want to make sure you don't do is, ever. Oh, Orange is getting grabbed! Sent back to the beginning of the dungeon. Never a fun time. As you can see, Mashy working through the high caliber of puzzles that Seasons has to offer. I joke, but one time preparing for the GDQ run at GDQ, I forgot how to do the puzzle and I had to look it up from the world record video. It is my secret shame of running this game. No, actually, my secret shame was in my first runs I would actually do subversion dancing, because I thought I had to. So Mashy's gonna stay in the doorway right here to move so that the mimics will come to him instead of the mimics running all around the quicksand room and annoying him like that. Orange is getting grabbed again. That's very not fun. Mashy going to make his way to the basement. Basement is terrible, and a gauntlet. It is not fun. Thought Mashy might go for the Pegasus Seed jumps, but not today. He'll probably use Pegasus Seeds here. Nah, he won't. Okay, never mind. I thought he might. But now we've got a trampoline. Also, Oranges making it through the Wall Master Room like a boss. Showing those hands, what's up. Mashy playing on a trampoline at an evil guy's headquarters. Obviously, they cannot be that bad to work for. They have trampolines in their workplace. Mashy not even going for the Pegasus Seeds on the way back. So playing it very safe here. I can respect it. It is annoying to do the Pegasus Seeds both there and back. Those thwomps, interesting fact about them, when you're on a platform that is rising and falling, if you jump the first frame, you won't get any like horizontal movement, you'll just jump vertically. So the idea is ooh, Mashy getting no! Oh, Mashy got grabbed by the hands. And this is even worse than when Oranges got grabbed, because he'll have to do the spikes again. Going too hard for that hands manip and not getting it. So this gives some Oranges some time to catch up, because he We did, of course, get grabbed by hands quite a bit. We'll see how this goes. Don't know if Mashy is going to attempt. I would really... Yeah, there, yeah. Oh! Oh! Giving me... giving me nervousness because the hands were getting so close. So now with the feather, Mashy can jump over that button. If you walk over that button, those floor tiles disappear and become a pit. And now we come to Oh My. They're squids, but they're not kids. So they're infinitely less cool. And also, they couldn't stay fresh. Darth! I love it. That pun is amazing. Thank you. I only dare remember that from now on. The next time someone gets grabbed. So, Mashy getting the boss key, and going back to the beginning to go fight the boss of the dungeon. One of two bosses in this game not taken from Zelda 1. This one is instead taken from A Link to the Past. This is Mothula. Just without the spikes and less annoying. Oh! Basically, all you need to know for Mothula is don't fall down and wail on her. She's much easier than in A Link to the Past. She just has the Moldorm Pit, which is like, really, game? Really? Mashy getting Bright Sun to brighten up this day. I hope you're all feeling happy and having a sunshiny day. Orange is going to have to go for a 4-cycle on Oh My. 5-cycle even. Well, maybe not. 4 cycles still possible. 3. Ooh, 4-cycle. Yeah, that's good. And Mashy now making his way to Natsu. Natsu is an area of the game that differs based on which animal companion you get. And since every run gets Ricky, it's always Natsu Plains. So here, you try and jump over the bridge and not get eaten by a like. You fail because like-likes are terrible, have large hitboxes, and are always, always, always in your way. Unless they're being kind and deciding not to. Mashy's gonna be looking for 2 things here, a Sensi drop, which he got, and a Pegasus seed drop. So let's see if they are kind. The Buzzblobs like to drop seeds. Let's see if they're kind and drop Pegasus seeds for him. This area is actually not the fastest area that you can do for an animal. I think Dimitri's is the fastest, but Dimitri takes 5 minutes of subversion dancing to get, and no matter how much time you can save doing his, it would not scrub the time loss that subversion dancing inflicts. Mashy braver than me, I would never drop Ricky off there before those before that like screen. Also, Orange just fell once, so he's going to have to fight Mothula again at full health, but gets her and beats her takes her heart as a reward, and then goes to take the essence that she stole away. Also, quick question, why is Mothula so fast, and how can I learn to be nearly as fast as her? I swear she set up her entire operation in like 5 minutes when Link floods open the floodgates and coming back after getting summer. It is like so quick. I need to learn to move as fast as her. But we have Dimitri now. Dimitri is the red swimming Dodongo. Bestest animal in the game. He can swim up waterfalls, that's why he's awesome. Here, Mashy is going to demonstrate that hitting all 4 at once simply means just don't swing your sword multiple times. That's totally what that means. Because you're supposed to hit all 4 of those at once, but I guess the game only counts once as like you don't slash your sword more than once. Orange is demonstrating that likes have terribly large hitboxes and must be destroyed. Mashy grabbing the Zora flippers, coming down with Dimitri, and saying goodbye to Dimitri. We will never see him again in the run. Also, we'll never see goodbye to Ricky, but, you know, that's not nearly as sad. Also, Orange is getting a Pegasus Seed drop. 2 Pegasus Seed drops! Wow, Oranges took Mashy's Pegasus Seed drop like the boss that he is. And now we're coming up to hide and seek. So, this part of the game, you come down to Subrosia, you think, oh hey, Subrosia, it's gonna be nice. I'm gonna get a season, you know, it'll be fine. Nope. You get a whistle blowing in your ear, and you see these 2 weird brothers come out of the woodwork, and they're like, oh hey, look, a feather, cool. And then they give you this piece of rock, which seems utterly useless, and it is, sort of. The rock is called the Fool's Ore, and the Fool's Ore has the same damage value as the Master Sword, but you can't have it in your inventory the same time as the feather. And the feather you need to actually leave this area. Mashy digging a pea, because, you know, why not? Red and blue going all around the screen, completely avoiding seeing Link because they have really bad peripheral vision due to those hoods on their head. Hide and seek. Truly the most amazing part of this run. And if anyone disagrees with me, they're wrong. This is the most high energy, high intense part of the run. It is amazing and the best. And now that they're done, the 2 strange brothers dig the feather in the most conspicuous place imaginable. You grab it, and your Fool's Ore turns back into a feather. Because, you know, who needs the Fool's Ore anymore? Who needs an item that has the same damage value as the Master Sword? I got a feather! I can jump again! Now let me go back to my level 1 wooden sword, because, you know, that's a damage dealer. That'll stop Onyx. Link. You know. Let's see, will Mashy go for and get the jump? He did not get the jump. The jump is a tight jump where you can jump from the ground onto that rising platform. It doesn't save much time, but it's neat to see when it happens. And now Mashy will be getting sprayed. I haven't explained what the seasons do yet. In winter, snow piles up and lakes freeze. In summer, lakes dry out and mines grow. In spring, blossoms bloom. So rock flowers turn into flowers that you can cut. Mashy having some trouble with that one platform. I understand, I've had similar troubles. Yeah, in spring, rock flowers bloom, so you can cut them in the, what I have formerly called shooty ippy flowers, bloom, so you can be shot up a cliff. But as I have been told, the proper name for them now is blast blooms, and it is an infinitely better name. Shoutouts to Dragon for making that name up. I think he made it up. You see how Mashy, you're clipped. You got it. Clipped into the mushroom there. So that's called a wall clip, and wall clips are like slight optimizations that you can do. They exist in LA and LADX too. It's just like a way where you can go slightly into a wall, and this is the only use outside of slight optimization that has been found in either ages or seasons. This one clip to grab a rooster. It saves a screen transition and a menu. I don't know if it even saves the screen transition, TBH. This is Moosh. He wanted spring bananas. So, Mashy pounding down there to see if those flowers held any bombs. He wants to see a bomb drop here because you need bombs in Dungeon 4 to get the first key. Here he's gonna blast up the cliff, enter this cave, and exit it immediately just to set a save and quit point. Neither of those moblins dropping bombs because they're rude. They just wanted to make his life miserable. Moosh can hover over pits. So, Mashy using that to hover over the pits and grab the Dancing Dragon dungeon key. No bombs. Also no bombs. That's okay, because there are bombs that, in a chest in Dungeon 4. It's fairly quick and easy to get, but it's nicer to not have to get it. Here, only making his way to the top of the cliff to grab another rooster to put another key in a stone to stop a waterfall from flowing to fight a crab. Basically the gist of it. So you need vines, so it actually just changes it to summer, and voila! Dancing Dragon Dungeon. This has got some pretty hype music. Oh boy. We get to see another example of Seasons very good puzzles. Ages actually has good puzzles. Seasons is more combat focused of the two games, so they didn't focus on the puzzles. Much to my disappointment, because I love Zelda puzzles, and I wish that they had made a dungeon in the game that revolved around changing the seasons to change the structure of the dungeon. Also, shoutouts to Oranges getting bombs out of the first flower that he slashed. That'll save him from getting that chest that Mashy got in DDD. Ooh. Shoutouts to that Zol for being just very mean. We'll see if Mashy will do the sort of pause strat here. No, he will not. Instead, he'll opt to go the safer route of not even worrying about it. When you enter this basement room, you can pause it as soon as you enter to set up the platforms and then start using Pegasus Seeds right away. And you can just sort of cheese through the room by just jumping twice onto the platforms. It, however, makes the fading block room and the second stream much more difficult to get through because you have Pegasus Seeds and it's rougher. And those are the meat tenderizers because, of course, Onyx has a very large appetite. He needs giant pins to roll his dough, and he also needs giant meat tenderizers to tenderize the meat that he gathers. Different various sheep, cows, cattle, possibly people, you know. Spoiler alert, he's a dragon, you know. So this is the puddle room. Ideally, to be on the edge of the water so you can just hit them in. They are very rarely on the edge of the water. Ooh. Grabbing these two pots because they hold guaranteed seed drops. And moving on to the mini-boss. The mini-boss in this dungeon is very easy. Not quite as easy as Facade, but still pretty easy. His name is Aganima, and he's sort of like Aghanim, except easier. So when you come into the room is dark, and you have to light the torches. And when you light the torches, one of the 3 Aganima clones will have a shadow underneath him, and that's the one that you have to hit. You have to hit him with 3 spin slashes and a regular slash to be able to kill him. If both torches aren't lit and you know where the shadow is, it doesn't matter. You have to have both torches lit to be able to hit Aganima. So both torches lit and hitting the one with the shadow. Does not matter if you know which one the shadow is under. Now, Mashy making his way to get the dungeon item, the slingshot. A much better item than the hyper slingshot that we skipped now anyway. With this, he can shoot torches from afar and switches from afar. But mostly torches, because that's quite literally what it's used for out of almost all of its appearances in the run. I forget these 2 switches exist. Still not as much as the torches that you hit with the slingshot. Now Ashley's going to attempt for a jump here. We'll see if he gets it. Oh, he did! That is a tight jump. It's annoying. And the keys like to get in your way. But the keys were not in his way, and he made it because he is a god gamer. And made it through. Now on his way back down to grab a final key. Now that he has a boss key. Oh, actually missing the first of the Wizrobe kills. Ideally, you want to try and get like a 2-cycle if you can help it. Like one of the Wizrobes you hit with a Gale Seed, and then another you hit with your sword to knock them into a pit, and that would be nice. That's good. Mashy buffering this to make sure that he gets on the right frame. Well, the right pixel, so that he can make the jump. It's like there's 2 positions you can get into, and it's really tight if you start using your Pegasus Seeds right away. And he fell off the elevator into the pit because keys are mean. Also, going to Ember Seeds. You might switch it back. He definitely switches it back. You need Ember Seeds later in the run. You do not need Scent Seeds, and both Scent Seeds and Ember Seeds can hurt Goma. So what he's going to do is he's going to line himself up so that he can shoot past Goma's claw and hit her directly in the eye. This will take 15 hits and makes the fight a lot less random. Because when you knock her claw off, she moves side to side a lot more, closes her eye a lot, and starts spawning her offspring. He's gonna need Ember Seeds in this. There are 3 seeds that can hurt her: Ember Seeds, Scent Seeds, and Mystery Seeds. And Mystery Seeds can only do that because they mimic Ember and Scent Seeds when shot out of this boomerang. They also mimic Pegasus Seeds and Gale Seeds. And getting the Soothing Rain, like a boss. Moving on. Oranges. Not... Actually, yeah, he is kind of far behind. I thought he was entering the wizard. No. So before Rashi leaves, he's going to have to go down into the pool here and swim to grab a jewel. This is the Pyramid Jewel, and it is required, like the Square-shaped Jewel, to get into the area where Dungeon 6 is. There will be 2 other jewels, the round and X-shape, neither of which you can get until after Dungeon 5. So next is on to Dungeon 5, but before Dungeon 5, you have to ripen some mushrooms. And what season gets ripe? That's right, autumn. It is time for the final season to be Master of Nature. This part is kind of really cool. It's one of my favorite parts in the run because there's a lot of cool platforming that you can do. So what he wants to make sure to do is just sort of stay light on his feet, jump onto the platforms, not walk into the boiling marinara sauce. It's a fun fact. Subrocha is not flooded with lava. It's actually flooded with zesty marinara sauce. Orange is deciding to go for the slow walk instead of going for the quick jump. It was important to go grab that bomb because you needed that bomb to break through these rocks. Now the bomb is a very powerful bomb because it can break through unbreakable rocks. But it is also a smart bomb. It knows not to blast people. So instead, it only breaks down rocks. Time to get the final season, autumn. In autumn, rock-hard mushrooms ripen and leaves pile up on holes. It's a very boring season. Not much happens. It's also not used much in the run. There are only a few times where it's actually used. This is going to be a rough room. Luckily, he knows where to grab the... Well, he knew to go down there to get a heart. I don't know if he knew that only that one pot had a heart. Also opting not for the torch room jump. Smart choice. I have lost many a run to that jump, and it is utterly annoying. Mashy now coming and making it fall so that he can lift up the mushrooms and enter Unicorn's Cave. Mushrooms are weird because you can't have two despawning mushrooms on the same screen at once, so he threw one mushroom off the screen so he could lift up the other mushroom quickly. One thing about Goma is you have to make sure that you're close enough to her, because she will block your shots with her claw if you're not close enough. So Orange is wasting a lot of seeds by shooting Goma when she's not going to be available. Should actually tell him that. Oh, getting grabbed by the claw. There's actually a soft lock potential when you get grabbed by the claw. I don't know how that happens, but there's this funny joke in the Oracle's Discord about Flying Link. And when you get grabbed, you get stuck in this position where Link's just like, ah, help me! And it's kind of hilarious. So, yeah. It's just sort of like that, welp, there goes my life. Also, shoutouts to this game being... No, to Breath of the Wild being a port of Seasons. Because Breath of the Wild has magnets and jumping. Seasons has magnets and jumping. Therefore, Breath of the Wild is a port of Seasons. Confirmed. I'm so happy that all of the Breath of the Wild runners have found joy and love in the amazing Oracle of Seasons game. GT, that sounds like a personal problem. Maybe if you lived in a place that had spring and fall, you wouldn't be so cold all the time. Here, you have to kill all the enemies to get the door through, to get the door open. That made no sense, but I'm taking the justification that I'm sick and I'm barely coherent right now. Here in this room, you have to remember which way you kill the enemies, because if you don't and you open the chests in a different order, then you will... The chests will turn into anti-fairies, and then you'll have to redo the room. Orange is falling into the marinara sauce a lot. I wonder how that would taste. Oranges dipped in marinara sauce. Sounds like an interesting taste. Very weird. Basically, this dungeon is grab all the keys, use all the keys. It's a very two-party dungeon. When you use a blue spinny magnet thing like that, you have a little bit of time where you can walk on pits. It's like a few seconds. Not a huge amount of time. But yeah, it's there. It's an interesting sort of idea. It's an interesting sort of thing. I don't know if it's a glitch or not, or they intended it. Because if you would just fall into pits after it, then you wouldn't be able to do a lot of the blue magnet maneuvers in later parts of the game. And now we're going to move on to Steiger. Steiger is a tiger that has a little rattle-like tail that you have to hit. You can get a 3-cycle. I don't think he is going to be able to get it because he did not get 2 hits. You have to get a spin slash and 2 hits on your first hit to be able to get the 3-cycle. If you get the power ring, you can get a 1 cycle. It's pretty awesome. And now instead of going around and going to a different room to do something awful and kill a bunch of magnet enemies that sit over pits, yeah, Mashy just jumps through the fire and goes into the room to goes into the basement to grab the boss key. And now Mashy is on his way to the boss. It is an annoying boss, a truly terrifying and awful boss. The boss, of course, I am talking about is Digdogger. Part of the reason he's so awful is this room right here. It's a terrible room. The keys are everywhere, and the quick way to get through is annoying. But you got through the second try, so that's nice. Digdogger is annoying because he's random, and he just sort of jumps wherever. And he spawns mini Digdoggers that just sort of run wherever, and you have to hit them with this spike ball, and it's really annoying. Also, shoutouts to me as a baby, not knowing how to fight this boss, and instead using my sword. Those little Digdoggers took like 3 or 4 hits, and Lord, did I hate it. Well, Mashy got the 2 cycles, so that's good. It's nice. This will give him the heart and allow him to get the 5th essence, the nurturing warmth. Fun times. Now the Mako tree tells you, oh, I sent something in an ancient ruin, or something like that. And now he's going to go to get the X-shaped jewel. You see him equip the mystery seeds in the slingshot, even though he's going to light a torch. But mystery seeds are an interesting thing where they do a variety of different things depending on basically your luck. So you can use a mystery seed on a torch to light it, to make the torch go bright. And then you have to use a mystery seed on the question block to make sure that it opens to unlock the Black Beast so that you can fight him right away and kill him. And now Mashy will be going to get the next jewel, the round-shaped jewel from this old guy. He won't give you the jewel. You have both the 4th and 5th essence, because you can actually do the 5th essence before you do the 4th essence. So, you have to have both 4th and 5th, and you need the slingshot for the X-shaped jewel. But you put all the jewels in their slots, the door opens, and you have Tarm Ruins, and this place just has an amazing soundtrack. I love it. Seasons in general has really good sound. I like it a lot. Fun fact about this area, the Lost Woods, you can do a trading side quest to get a phonograph to give to a Deku Scrub. It will tell you how to get to the Noble Sword. However, if you know the way to get there, you can just do it. It's coldest to hottest season, so winter, fall, spring, summer, all the way to the left, and you'll get the Noble Sword. Now, the way to get to Tarm Ruins is coldest to hottest season, so winter, fall, spring, summer again, but instead it's left, down, right, up. Which will get you to the area where the ancient ruins actually is. Orange is finishing up Saiger. And Mashy coming down. Normally, you would see a blast boom and you would be like, oh hey, let's make it spring. It's already spring, I can just jump up. But nah, there is a statue in your way. And you have to move that statue up. You have to make it winter so that you can walk up through on the snow pile. So that you can actually shoot up the cliff and make it. Also, shoutouts to that ball and chain Darknut being absolute garbage and getting in Mashy's way, like he likes to do so many times. Ooh, there is a mysterious hag who appears out of nowhere. Who could she be? It is totally unknown. And when I was playing as a kid, I had no idea who she was, and I was like, what? I was confused and slightly like, huh? But now we're in Dungeon 6. Dungeon 6 is a pretty neat aesthetic, and I like it. It's sort of like an Indiana Jones style trap dungeon. There are lots of traps, lots of places that lead absolutely nowhere that you have to see through and make your way so that you don't die. It even has a room where the walls are crushing in, and that's pretty neat. Ooh. Orange is killing Dig Dogger nicely like that. Mashy not making the jump the first try. This is a tight jump, and the keys don't like to make it easier. But getting it the second try, so that's good. Again, more times where it's amazing to work for the villains because they have trampolines in their work. Who doesn't love trampolines? Coming up here to grab the dungeon item, a very good item, the boomerang, but the level 2 boomerang, so you can kill Armos and also just do a lot of cool things. The level 2 boomerang allows you, when you're holding the boomerang button down, to control it with your directional pad. So it's a pretty neat little item and incorporates a nice amount of cool stuff that you can do by getting switches that would normally be out of your way. Not as cool as the magnet gloves. I really like those items a lot. That item a lot. The magical boomerang is still pretty neat, and I like it. This is one of the ways that they can use it. It's like you've got a moving crystal switch that you have to use your boomerang to hit. Also now with a boomerang, those black and yellow, I don't know what to call them, beehive looking things, you can hit them and they'll drop a fairy. And upcoming is the aforementioned Indiana Jones room. You grab a big rupee and you're like, oh cool, I got a big rupee. But nah, it's 1 rupee, and you're in a room full of keys and quicksand as you attempt to make your way through before the walls crush you. It's really not that bad, but if the walls crush you, you lose all your health and you go back to the beginning of the dungeon, and it's kind of like, oh, that wasn't fun. Now, upcoming is the mini-boss of this dungeon, and he's terrible. There are 3 attacks that he can do. He can charge you, he can do a spin around the room, or he can do a quick shot from the corner. What we would like to see are 3 charges. He got 2 charges, and he got a spin around the room, another spin around the room. Got the third hit off him on the second spin around the room, so that was a very nice Vire. But Vire can be really annoying, and it's like, oh, I'm going to shoot you from the corner 5 times in a row, or oh, I'm going to be in a bad spot so you can't hit me by circling around the room. And it's stuff like that that's really annoying when it comes to Vire. Also, this button is random. Got it first try though, so you know, that's good. Good Vire, good button, nice time. And we'll be coming up soon to the worst boss. Manhandla.
Manhandla's annoying because, well, there's quicksand all around the room, and that just makes it terrible. But the conceit of this fight is you have to hit all 4 heads with your boomerang 3 times. And the heads will only open when you're not on their side of the body. So if you're standing in the lower right corner, the lower right head won't open. The idea generally is you want to make sure that you are not killing heads to... You want to kill all the heads at once so that Manhandla doesn't start moving too fast. Mashy getting a fairly decent Manhandla. Once you get all 3 heads, Manhandla's really easy. There's no randomness to its pattern anymore. It just goes like in an infinity sign, and you have to hit it 3 times with your boomerang and then slash the crystal inside to kill it. So Mashy getting a fairly good one, and now Mashy gets a message from the Maku tree telling him that he needs to go across the sea, and that of course means pirates. So, gonna go down to Horn Village and use the newfound magical boomerang to do a thing. Ooh, unlocking that right there. Normally, most people have to buffer it so that you can get the boomerang through the rocks right there to hit the switch. But Mashy just so good, he's able to do it without bothering. Truly amazing. Now, Mashy went to the pirate captain and said, "Aye, yeah, you can go help look for my bell in the desert. Just tell the guy." And the guy, you talk to the guy after talking to the captain, after beating Dungeon 6, that, then he'll leave and you can enter the password. We actually messed up the first time, so the password is you start at the 3rd pillar, and it's 2, and then 1 on the 2nd, and then 2 on the 1st, and then 3 on the 4th pillar. And that opens up the desert. Like Star Ore, this has 4 places it can spawn in the desert. So Mashy didn't get the first try. We'll see if he gets the second try. Not the second try. I'm hoping for 3rd because 4th is annoying. Oh no! Mashy's gonna get 4th try. 4th try is annoying because you have to go all the way up here to get it. But, you know which try it is because, when you're on the right sandpit, the skull will start opening its mouth. Opening, closing its mouth, and then... Oh my god. That is those are terrifying emotes. But now that Mashy got the bell, you can't go back to the captain, because the captain will tell you, "Aye, that bell's too rusted, go shine it up." Luckily, there is a smithy in Subrosia, and it's right next to where the first Subrosion portal that we entered is. And so Mashy will go down there, go to the smithy, and tell him to shine up the bell. Now, the smithy has a problem with the word please. You gotta make sure not to tell the smithy please. Otherwise, he'll yell at you and tell you to go speak properly. Like, be firm in your resolve, sort of thing. So Mashy told him to do it, and so he did it. Now, with the bell shined up, Mashy's going to be able to go to the pirates and use their pirate ship to get across the sea. The reason they lifted the rock earlier was so that they could jump over that area. Without having to go back to Mount Kakao or Horan Village to get back to the pirates. So instead they can just keep it all in Subrosia and jump over. Like Mashy did. Oranges isn't there yet. But now we get to see how strong the pirates are. They're very, very powerful. Strong pirates. Also pirate time. Pirates can not only sail on the open sea, they can swim through lands. But as you can see, these skeleton pirates have apparently stomachs that they can get upset while they're sailing the open sea. So they have to sail right between a bridge so that Link can get back and forth between Dungeon 7 and the mainland. Also, why is there a broken bridge blocking the way to the cemetery? Where I assume all of Horan Village's dead are buried. This jump is annoying to make. But Mashy gets it third try the charm. Orange is not getting the best luck on Fire. Now Mashy's coming up to start up. Well, he's gonna blow that wall open to set up for something called post skip. It's the first actual skip of the game. Wow, Vire's being very mean to. This is what I mean about Vire being really mean. So basically what post skip is you grab the key from that wizard room and you take your power bracelet and your feather while you're on Pegasus Seeds and you go the back way up here. Right now there is an invisible co-sister, and Mashy misses it, who is blowing out the torches, and you want to make sure that you get there. Oh, Mashy's just cutting his losses and going to activate the co-sister. So this will lose him quite a bit of time. So you light these torches, and the post sister shows up, and she takes 2 spin slashes. She's fairly not hard. But the big time save with post skip is that you actually get a skip using a seed. Not a seed. Skip using a key. And that'll allow you to skip a key later on in the dungeon. So Mashy's now going to have to go get that key. I'm actually getting a fairly good Armos statue. It's random which Armos will be inert, so you just gotta go with the luck of the draw. This dungeon absolutely shatters you with Pegasus Seeds. It's amazing, honestly. Ooh, going for a jump and missing it. Not something that I would do. I just used my... Yeah, I just used the magnet gloves to not even worry about it. Now coming up to another toughie of a puzzle. This one I actually had trouble with when I was younger. But basically you want to line up the Armos so that they form a circle around the blue box. Well, the blue square, so that the key will fall down. And now... Magnates. Magnates are terrible. Because they run from you and shoot fireballs. So it's like you're always trying to chase them to actually be able to hit them. It's really annoying. They're very annoying. Oh, Mashy going for a jump and not being quite far enough on the platform to actually make the jump. Actually getting another fairly decent inner Armo statue. And now going down to fight the second Post Sister. This Post Sister you can't skip, like the first one. The room is just too large and it's filled with water, and you already move slower in water, so you have to fight her. She also takes 2 spin slashes. But now... Actually, I'll be going to skip all of this nonsense by using a quick buffered magnet jump. There used to be a lot more jumps, and in casual playthrough you have to do like this really annoying magnet portion, but you can just skip it all. And technically, when you're going through this, you've got to jump up on the red trampoline, up super high to the next floor. To fall down, but you can also just line yourself up to the edge of the pit so that you can jump over it. And you saw Mashy using his sword and sort of buffering himself against the wall to get to the edge, and that was a way to sort of get close to the very edge of the pit, and he buffers his jump out of the menu just to make sure that he doesn't fall in the pit, because falling in the pit means you go down to the basement, like to the floor below, unlike with regular pits where you would just fall and then respawn. Ugh. This whole room is annoying because this doors. And they just sort of crumble beneath you. It sucks. I wasn't even paying attention to oranges, so I didn't see what try oranges got. this fight is like all the other torch rooms. If all 4 torches go out, you get sent back to the beginning of the dungeon. So you want to make sure that you don't let all the 4 torches go out, especially if you did post-skip, because then you'll have to do post-skip again. It's really annoying. But Mashy got through it, and now since he has a warp point, he can go ahead and save and quit so that he... Well, normally it would so that you don't have to do post-skip again, but Mashy skipped doing post-skip, so... Ooh, and quick magnet room. TBH, it might be better to use scent seeds here, but no one remembers to use scent seeds because they're useless. The scent seeds would only affect the shrouded Stalfos. But once you kill all the enemies, you get that key there. Normally that's a key that we skip in the run because we do post-skip, and we don't have to grab it. So that's a little puzzle there. You just jump on the 1 block, then the 2 block button, then the 3 block button, and you just sort of... That unlocks the other side of the flippy bridge, and then you can jump and get to the button to activate the red trampoline. Interestingly enough, if you hold right while you're... falling down, you just walk onto the platform, no having to line yourself up with the moving green platform. Because normally in like casual playthrough, you'd be expected to walk onto the green platform and then fall, and then jump onto each side. Either side of the top of the upper place, and then walk down the stairs. But you can just hold right, and you'll land on the right side of the second? Third? I don't remember. Ooh, Mashy getting nice dual kill on Gliok's heads. Then Gliok becomes a Lich, and he absolutely demolishes him. And just wrecks him to get the Seed of Life. Awesome item that it is. The 7th Essence of Nature, and now he will make his way to Dungeon 8. And the Market Tree tells you, oh gee, I don't know where it is. So, luckily runners know where it is. So basically, you go to the one place you haven't been on the map yet. Which in this case is the Temple Remains. Up here in the north. Oh, Mashy's gonna go for the boomerang strat. And getting the first try on the snake jump. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now he's actually going to come down and go to Subrosia again. Also, it looks like Orange is skipping post-skip as well. And we learn another important lesson. The one way... Yeah. This is the one way to save the world. you've got to rain fire down from the heavens. So now with the lava over everything, Mashy can actually get to the cave to get up to the subversion portal to take him to Dungeon 8. I don't know why it's enshrined like this, but, you know, cool. I guess subversions need seasons as well. On the way to Dungeon 8, this used to be a very long, very annoying dungeon. It's still annoying, it's still arduous, but it's not nearly as long, because there was a skip found called HSS Skip, and it is named so because it skips the Hyper Slingshot, the dungeon item. And so it is a double frame perfect, subpixel dependent bomb boosted jump on ice. More magnaze and now a hard hat because, you know, and on ice because this dungeon just hates you. Also, ice in a volcano. Subversions must have some hella rad AC. And Mashy doing a save there just to make sure, because HSS Skip uses a lot of items, and if you run out of Pegasus Seeds, it's sort of like, well, now what? So he's going to be buffering. Ooh. Yeah, that's going to be rough. This is going to be a rough skip. Ideally, what Mashy's trying to get here is to pause on the last frame, like the first frame that the bomb explodes, so that he can, like there. And he's too late for the second jump. He did get the first one though, so that's good. But he wants to pause on the first frame that his bomb explodes. Can't. I just had my dad calling me. I can't answer right now. Yep. She's using the new setup. But, mashing the first time, like, the first frame the bomb explodes, and then jumping out, and then the first frame that Link is in a upright position after his flip, and then jumping then. And that will make it so that he can reach the other side. Now I have a voicemail. I've got to call him back and see. Oof. Ah, darn it. He had to do a reset. Honestly, all the races come down to this, it seems like, and it's kind of... He's trying to shoot the beams at the... Oranges is trying to shoot the beams at the Moldorms, not realizing, I think, that height detection exists in the game. So you can't just shoot the beams on a cliff to hit the Moldorms. So we'll see. Will Mashy make this one? No. Missed the buffer. The buffering in this game is what really makes HSS Skip just so terrible. Ooh, making it. Oh, and he's got it. Making HSS Skip like a boss. Amazing. Now this dungeon is really easy. Now, HSS Skip skips half of the dungeon, like the bottom half, and since it allows you to keep 2 keys, you can skip using throwing an ice crystal down to get a key in this second half of the dungeon. I'm actually getting a slightly annoying pattern. Luckily, it's kind of memorable, though. Even if it's kind of annoying. I hate that pattern. It's just really annoying. And you just sort of take the ice crystals and throw them down. a pit with fire to harden the lava and cool it down so that you can walk on it. So second one down, and now he'll have to grab the keys. Taking the last crystal over, and Orange is just now getting the Gliok. Oh, the Stalfos are not being kind to Mashy. Luckily, he's gonna kill them. And with the sword on the correct button. Oof. So proud of him. Going on the right button. Mashy's gonna have to grab this chest to get bombs because he needs it for Onyx's castle, where he'll have to fight Facade, and he needs bombs for that. And it's not like the fake fight that is done in Dungeon 2, you actually have to fight him. So this is Medusa Head, the only original enemy. She has a beam, and she stones people. Oh, and she does this annoying thing where she... Oh, Mashy getting stoned. But it's okay, because his sword is out in the right spot. Also, Mashy getting the heart container of shame. He has the heart ring, and he still gets the heart container of shame. Now, the Maku tree tells you after you beat Dungeon 8, I have something that you need to get, and so you need to go to Horn Village and grab it. It's important because if you try to go to Onyx's castle without it, then you'll get sent back, like, backwards. So, Maku Tree gives you his seed, and you need to use that seed, along with the essences of nature, to pierce through the evil barrier that is guarding Onyx's castle. So, Mashy's now on his way to fight Onyx, the big bad of the game. Well, the semi-big bad of the game. Because, of course, there's Ganon. Onyx is on his payroll. Speaking of that, we're going to get to find out who the hag is. But she splits in two and becomes Twinrova. And then the Maka Tree's like, oh no, Twinrova. You gotta get serious now. This is bad. Because, you know, Onyx wasn't bad enough, but now that Twinrova's here, it's like, oh yeah. Now it's for oh no. Oh, okay. Oranges gave me a fright for a second. But he was gonna block himself off. So you've got this sort of gauntlet here that you gotta get through. One thing you want to do is when you want to make sure that the little bell goes off. Because if you leave before that, you have to fight them over again, and it sucks. Mashy getting a good first attack from Facade, and a good second attack too. You want fire both times, just because you have a larger window to get your bombs in to attack. And now, coming on to Onyx. Onyx, the General of Darkness. He is powerful. The first two phases take 7 hits, and he can only be hit through his armor by spin slashes. So it takes 7 spin slashes each phase, his first 2 phases. In the first phase, his attacks are basically his ball and chain and knocking rocks from the ceiling. On the second phase, he pulls out Din and starts shooting tornadoes. And as you can see, when you hit Din, it sort of electrocutes you and then stops your attack, and then treats it like you're doing a second spin slash. So you get double these spin slashes in the same amount of time. So now you fall down here and you come to Dragon Onyx. This is his true form, and Mashy opting for a Stunlock strat, which is very fast but hard because it requires you to keep jumping back and forth between his hands, and it's rough. It's a hard time. So now ooh, he's gonna get another chance because he's gonna wipe his claw. Oh, and that is done. Mashy finishing and winning the race with a time of 2 hours and 19 seconds. An official SRL time of 2 hours and 19 seconds. Yeah. So, Mashy is done. Now we'll switch over to Oranges, who is doing HSS skip. And getting second try HSS skip. Oranges. Amazing HSS skip. Orange is coming up and going to the Ghost Armos. See what type of... Ooh, he gets a nice pattern. That is a nice pattern. Fortunately, he messes it up, but gets it the second try. Good time. Good time. I think Orange is on pace because he definitely did not do HSS skip his last run. I don't know if he's done attempts since then though. But yeah, Orange is looking good for his run. Hello. Hi, Mashy. How are you feeling after your win?
Yo, what's up?
Not much. You had a fairly sizable lead for Oranges most of the time.
Yeah,
How do you feel about your run?
it was awful.
Yeah. Missing post skip like that was
Well,
not fun.
I've been having a lot of lately, so
Post skip's hard. It's a hard time. Was there anything about the run that you did like?
I like Moosh.
Moosh is a cute animal. Not the best. Dimitri is, of course, the best animal. Oh no! Orange is messing up his little thing. HSS skip seemed to be the really hard part.
Yeah, usually, like, in practice, I get it, like, first or second try, and then, of course, in the race, it takes me, like, 20 tries.
How it goes. This game, it knows you're trying to go fast in it, and it's like, nah.
And, of course, it completely killed any chance of getting a PB.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
I was 2 minutes ahead going into Dungeon 8.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not fun at all.
Yeah, well, I'll just beat that time eventually.
It was
like this.
Yeah, next run, immediate
Yeah.
PB, the next
Yeah, of
race.
course.
First try, next race. I believe, unless you're racing me, and then of course you're going down.
I think I actually am.
Okay,
racing
well,
you.
so you're going down. I'm sorry to say.
If my knowledge of the bracket comes, like, if I remember correctly, I would play the loser of you and Phoenix.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun race.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Orange is going for all these hearts, and I don't think. How have you enjoyed the tournament so far?
It's been going well. I'm really liking the turnout we've got. Like, this has been some pretty nice turnout.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised we even got 15 people entered into the tournament.
Same. But people love Seasons. Seasons is a fun game. It's not one people often get to see, and so it's nice to see it like on a big sort of platform.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see it getting some time in the spotlight.
Yeah. Well, Orange has just got the 8th essence. Also, he got second try HSS skip.
Oh, nice.
So he's if it looks like I think it looks, he's probably going to end up getting a nice big PB out of this. Because I don't think I've seen his time go into the red at all.
Oh yeah. And has he done any runs since the last race?
See, that's what I'm not sure if it has done or not.
Oh yeah, and he doesn't have splits up on his stream, so we can't even.
Oh, we
check to
can't
see.
even tell. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So if we'll see if he ends up beating that time. It was like a 2:34, I believe, was his first race time.
Oh, he'll get it.
Yeah, he should be able to if
he doesn't die
he's-
to Onyx.
yeah, as long as he doesn't die to Onyx, he should have it. But then it's a matter of did he get an offline PB or not?
Yeah, true. Oh boy.
But yeah, this run was kind of fun, despite like all the things that went wrong.
Well, hey, you didn't reset without saving. You know, that's a good time.
Yeah. Oh, feel so bad for you, dude.
That's okay.
That seems to happen to you a lot, though.
I need to learn to press A down before resetting. Oh boy.
Yeah, I take my save and quits like super safe just because of that. Like, I will wait until I know that it's saved before I reset.
Yeah. Oranges has been going so far as to do a save and quit instead of a save and continue.
Okay.
So, like...
Losing a little bit of time on each one, but definitely a lot safer.
Yeah, definitely. So now we'll see how the gauntlet goes.
Like, I'm just looking back on my splits. I fell behind early because I screwed up the manip and then got grabbed in 3. And then I made that time back. And then lost it again in 5. And then somehow, even with a 4th try sandpit, I saved like 40 seconds on
Wow.
that split. I have no idea where that time came from.
Just your superior levels of manipulating the sand.
Oh yeah, of course.
You somehow stole the sand wand from Spirit Tracks and just used it to your advantage.
Unless I don't remember if my PB, if like maybe I dropped the skull.
Oh yeah, that might have happened. Okay. Now we get to see Oranges do Onyx. See how this goes.
I wonder if he knows the stun lock strat.
Oh boy. I chose the best day to start getting sick. Ooh. Oh, and going for the rod strats.
Okay, taking it super safe. Not even taking the damage boost through Din to get the double hits.
Well, like, I remember my first runs, I wouldn't do post-gift, I didn't do the double hits.
Yeah.
My very, very first run, I was doing subversion dancing because I thought I had to.
Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my first runs were like the same thing. I think I still went for post skip, even though like I did like the same thing I did here, where I went for post skip once and then was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it normal.
Yeah, okay. Oranges didn't even bother, he just went straight to the key. Now this part of Onyx takes 8 hits, so we'll see how quickly he gets it. Ooh, that's gonna be... Oh! Another boss wipe. He is getting nice RNG here. Oh, I hate when that happens. Oh, and that sucks even more. Oh, and Oranges is done. With a time of 2:13:35, according to SRL.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. How do I get him into here to do an interview? Or is that...
He should be getting a message from
Okay,
the speaking
message.
bot.
Okay, cool. But now that Din is free, the seasons are saved. Mashy moves on to the next round, and Oranges, unfortunately, is out.
And I think that is our first elimination.
Yes, yes, because this is the first losers bracket round, so...
Yeah. It's still nice to see these new runners coming in and doing a couple runs and getting pretty decent times.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So while we're waiting for Oranges to get in here, I'm just gonna pull up the schedule. Because I do believe we have quite a few races coming up.
Oh yeah, very much so.
So we have a lot of our races are going to be happening this weekend. Most of them are going to be happening on Saturday. We've got Linky Sagas at 9 a.m. on Saturday, Bamboo JC at 11, and then Dragon Kudo at 2, all on Saturday. And those are Eastern Daylight Time. And then on Sunday we have Vascos versus Vlack at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's what's scheduled so far. I believe there are still a few more races that need to be scheduled.
Yeah, Jalashif and Stanner are scheduling their race.
Yeah, Giselle and Stanner. I think they're gonna be Sunday as well.
Yeah, as of right now, Sunday.
But they haven't actually submitted it to the schedule yet.
Oh, they didn't send an invite.
Oh. I'll send them the invite then.
Okay.
Did you hit done on him?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Because that's usually what triggers the
Oh,
message, I think.
that was... I didn't do it till just now.
Okay, so he's probably
So that
getting it
was
right now.
my fault. Okay. Hi, Oranges.
Hey,
How was your run? How did you feel about it?
that was pretty good.
Yeah, second try HSS skip. That was awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Like, I expected to take at least 10 tries if I even got it. So that was kind of amazing.
Did you end up getting a PB this run?
Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
Nice.
So, what was your favorite part about the run? What did you like about it? Was there anything that you didn't like about it?
I remember a lot of things I didn't like. Wall Masters. Oh yeah, the mini boss in Dungeon 4. You know, the one you have to see the shadow to know which one to hit.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, my emulator was lagging a bit, so like the shadow wasn't appearing, so I didn't know which one to swing.
Oh.
That's why that looked kind of messy.
Oh, okay.
I got through it though.
Yeah. Those two hand grabs in Dungeon 3 was like not a fun time either.
Yeah, the first one I felt like shouldn't have happened, but then the second one was because I don't know, I was kind of tilted.
Oh yeah.
I let it happen.
It happened. Well, any thoughts about being in the tournament? Have you enjoyed it?
Oh yeah, it was fun. I didn't expect to actually win any races, but I just wanted to have fun, and I did. So
You know, fun is fun.
Yeah,
You
having
played-
fun is always the number one thing.
yeah,
Are you going to plan on keep running seasons, or do you think you're done with it for a bit?
I might try and get under 2 hours. But I have a lot of
Okay.
other speedruns to do, so
Ah, nice. Makes sense. Well, any final thoughts from the two of y'all?
GG, Oranges. Good race.
yep, good race.
Well, thank you for watching. We'll be on again with Linky and Sagas on Saturday at 9 a.m. On an Undetermined Speed Gaming channel. GG Oranges, GG Mashy on the Good Race. And yeah, it will be very fun. And it was fun.
And then later today on the other Speed Gaming Network channels, you've got Link to the Past randomizer, you've got Zelda 1 randomizer, more Zelda 1 randomizer, Luigi's Mansion, Ori randomizer. There's a lot of randomizers going on tonight, so you got your pick of what you want to watch. Ori's going to be on this channel a little bit later on at 11 p.m. But you've got other stuff to watch on the other channels up until then. And then, of course, we're going to be back with seasons this weekend, starting on Saturday. So keep an eye on the schedule so that you can find out exactly which channel the races are going to be on.
Okay, well, if that's it for everything, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.